Hello, America. This is Call of Duty Goddess. Today is July the 16th, 2016. I'm going to sit here and rub my face. I'm going to rant, and it might be time for you to just close out of this video and forget you ever saw this posted. We'll just wait for the next video. Anyway, I like to talk about what's going on and what I see here, okay? In particular with this Philando Castile, Minnesota shooting thing. I've looked into it enough where there is a big picture here, and I don't know, you probably all see it, but I don't know, I just feel like I have to bring it to your attention. You're probably all thinking it and feeling it, so I'm just going to run my face a little bit because that's what I like to do, is run my mouth. Anyway, Philando Castile, driving down the road, okay? He fit an alert that was put out the day before, a be on the lookout alert of an armed robber. The cop pulled him over. He had plenty of probable cause because he looked just like him. Okay? Seen comments, people saying, well, that's profiling. Well, you damn right it's profiling. That's what a cop's job is to do, is profile. How do they profile? Well, number one, if they get a picture of a guy and say, be on the lookout for this guy because he is an armed robber. Well, then you're going to profile him by looking at his picture and looking at a guy, and if they look alike, you're going to pull him over. They're not going to see if he had whiskers on his face or something like that. He's going to see if he matches a basic description. Okay? So that's why he got pulled over. Just like what's happening in our alphabet soups. Profiling. Well, CARE got into their shit, and guess what? They can't profile jihadis no more. So what's going to be happening all over, which is happening all over, jihadi attacks. But the news covers it up, and hell, you don't find out about half of them. Or basically 3/4 of them. So profiling a jihadi, how you going to do that? You're going to profile them by what they read. If they, number one, if they read the Quran. Number two, if they go to mosque. That's how you profile them. You then profile them by who they hang out with. Now, I'm not a cop, never have been, but to me that kind of makes sense. You know. Anyway, we'll continue with the Castiel thing. All right, so the cop pulls him over. Now, Philando Castile has a gun on his lap. Cop flashes his lights to pull him over, okay? Philando Castile knows this gun's in his lap. He's got time to think, dude, I got to do something with this gun. He could have gave it to his girlfriend. He could have put it under the seat. He could have did something with the gun to get it out of full view of the cop. But no, he left it in his lap for the cop to look at it. Now, I've had my day. I'm a little older, not that much, but I've had my day, lived on the wrong side of the tracks, okay? And when I lived on the wrong side of the tracks, so to speak, I like to keep a low profile. Kind of like what I did. I wanted to blend in so the cops wouldn't know that I was a bad guy. But that's just me and everybody else that I was in a gang with. Just saying. But hey, that was in the 80s. Maybe times have changed. I doubt it very seriously, though. Anyway, so you got this guy, gets pulled over, right? Freaking has a gun on his lap. Don't give a shit. Leaves it there. Please. Come on. What do you think the cop's going to do? Really? Now let's get into this, why it's all happening. Because there's supposed to be a global police force. One world police, one world military, one world religion, one world freaking everything. The Pope is going to finally get to be king. And I don't give a shit who you think it is. Whatever. Anyway, how do they got to do this? They've got to make the police look bad. They've got to discredit the police as much as they possibly can by setting up this bullshit to happen and then blame the police for everything. So if my kid were to want to go in the police force, they're going to think twice about it. And I'm going to think twice about letting my kid join the police force because the cops are being blamed for everything. Okay? It's difficult enough, I'm sure, to be a cop. So you want to hate the cops. Cole, you go ahead and hate the cops. But you got one of two choices. Number one, there's always going to be cops. Always. Number two, would you prefer to have a freaking person from Russia policing your streets? Or would you prefer to have your next door neighbor or a guy from the next town over policing your streets that's an American? Because this is what you got to look forward to. You want to hate the cops, hate them. But police are a reality. Okay? So I would prefer having a cop that may be an asshole, but at least he's my neighbor and he's an American. Not a freaking Russian guy who freaking hates us to begin with. Number two, they're doing the same thing to the military. Hell, look what Obama did to the military. All the top brass that would tell him to kiss their ass if if they didn't follow, if they didn't like his rules, or if it was unconstitutional, all the top brass that would say, Obama, kiss my ass, I ain't doing that to America. He fired them. He got rid of them all. Dude, and you really think in Turkey, do you really think that happened? The guy had an excuse in Turkey. It was made up. It's bullshit. The guy had an excuse now to kill off all of his military that freaking would go against him, that cares about the people of Turkey. Just like what's going to happen here. Just exactly like it. And here you are sitting around arguing about the color of a man's freaking skin. I don't give a shit about no man's skin. I give a shit about how you treat me. And most people nowadays do. This is all bullshit. And if you choose to make money off of doing this shit to people because you think you hate cops, dude, wait till you get a Russian police in your streets. Then we'll talk, okay? Okay. I'm over my rant. Really sorry about that, but sometimes it just has to be done. Oh, wait a minute. No, and I'm not done yet. Philando Castiel's uncle, the Grandmaster Freemason dude, pleading on CNN for help. Come on now. Dude, does that look good to you? And I hear that Trayvon Martin's father was a Grandmaster Mason. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Maybe he wasn't a Grandmaster. But I'm telling you, if you're in a secret society, then you got a problem. I would never join a secret society. I don't do nothing that's secret. You know why? Because secrets have two problems that I don't like. The first problem with a secret is the reason I keep it a secret is because I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed of what that secret holds. The second one is I keep a secret because I don't want you to see what's coming when I screw you right up the bunhole without no frickin' lube. Anyway, there. Now I'm done my rant. Sorry about that. This is Call of Duty Goddess signing off, and as always, I've got your 6.